If you thought Akali for Knight is already terrifying, imagine what happens when you can't see where he's coming from.
I'm a little less okay with this jungle pairing. I will lie, Rafa, I'm a little bit afraid. I don't think that Nocturne Akali have great lockdown versus some of these champions. They can chase a Syndra in a side lane, they can chase a Jhin, but in terms of getting down and, you know, in the dirt with some of IG's champions, I'm a little bit worried. Now, this could very easily turn into a game where, you know, Viper gets a solo kill or Knight finds a kill onto Rookie.
It's definitely a nice way to just try and make sure that you are hitting those item spikes at even timers, even if you're not ahead of the curve. On forced to use that summoner heal spell just to make sure that he doesn't lose too much HP, but Jway and Photic have control of the lane so far. And they're gonna get a decent sized crash here on the cannon wave. Deadly flourish right on top of On. Oh no! That's just a raw 2v2 solo kill.
We might see Rookie doing the early laning phase.
Jway unlocked from the early presence in the laning phase, tries to invade with Wei onto Schwinn, but he gets out alive for now, and On even tanks the Deadly Flourish so that Schwinn doesn't get rooted on the way out. Well,
Rookie hasn't even lost his flash yet. Like,
hang on. Oh, Wei was waiting in the wings, but Knight flashes away in time, and the cover of Paranoia gives him the necessary means to retreat, and a simultaneous play on top side, killing Saburo.
We have no damage. It's Shin on, and Akali is coming out of base and walking towards bottom lane. I was wondering why we had this lane matchup. Rookie's got to be careful. He has teleport.
No.
On's dead.
Okay. Well, he pops the ultimate. He still has flash. Which,
wow.
All right. Curtain call, trying to find him, but Viper should be able to absorb any shots necessary, and On does get out of the cone range. Wow, this... Jway and Wei are in the area, and they have to respect it right now.
Is this a leash? Are we leashing this objective?
On absorbs the dredge line, pops the ultimate once again.
No!
Oh, the Herald resets. And BLG are going to have to call it off.
I wonder if IG are going to go back and say, like, did we really need to ban Nocturne in game 1? And kind of force the issue. There we go. It gets summoned. They can move it into mid. There's a ton of crystalline overgrowth on this turret, so whoever hits these plates is going to get paid. And now BLG are going to have to be second into the river.
Won't take out the tier 1 turret immediately, but decent damage. And like you said, it gives Invictus Gaming first walk into the river. BLG are going to have to face check into that banana brush. Wei gets briefly spotted. Rookie is over on the right side. Darkness for the rest of BLG. Here comes Sun into the middle of all 5, and Knight is there to follow up on the play. Invictus Gaming did pretty much everything right, but the execution is still going BLG's way. Saburo's trying to wreck house on a Viper, flashes after him, gets the first trade of the kill onto a BLG member. He's going to revive thanks to the passive. Curtain call from Photic trying to fall on up, and Saburo just can't get it done. Picks up a double onto 2, but the rest of BLG can at least answer back and hold their ground. Dragon again as we get it in the picture, but Knight has solo killed Rookie on the top side of the map. Knight has TP. He's going to join the fight now. Perfect execution, not available anymore, but he can still try and lend his power into the fight. And Invictus Gaming are dropping like flies. The Grim Deliverance ends up just being a delayed, inevitably end for Saburo. And the third dragon will finally go the way of BLG.
These last 2 fights have completely ruined IG's game, and BLG now find a 3,000 gold lead. Knight getting a solo kill onto Rookie. He teleports into that play, and then we get a massive bullet time. Now they'll get the dragon. They'll get all 4 of those kills, and potentially 2 turrets in mid and bottom lane here. That is a massive influx of gold going over to Billy.
Photic's got to be careful. He does have flash and barrier available, but they finally find the window where the gold lead swings wide open in their favor.
So what happens? No stun? Oh, Rookie, we can't, if we're not going to use the stun to kill him, we can't use it. That is a tool you most need knock up onto the Nautilus, bullet time to kill Wei, another supreme display of talent that looks like it is lacking all of it. I love the coordinated flash from Bin and Should. The new Willem combo of Billy showing off a little bit there. The stats on this, like 80 AP is pretty ridiculous, especially for a 3,000 gold item.
Oh boy, well, that was a lot of damage on Schwinn, but he's got a GA, so he's totally fine if he just wants to send it in there for the boys.
Oh!
Come on! That's the Alistar gameplay I've been waiting for you from all this second game. Ben is going to route off the escape pass of a couple members. Wei desperately trying to get away from this massive Scion, and Rookie just expended his Scatter of the Week, so you know that Viper's flashing on him all day, every day. IG only down to 2 members, and BLG know that it's time to rip this Baron.
Yep, let's go take the big purple worm. Let's move it in so we can start to finish out this game. BLG, bit quieter early game, and that's the big misconception I want people to get away from, is there are going to be a lot of games that BLG are going to win this year by just having the best laners in the league, but what I've seen from them in some of these games has been incredible to watch, and we're going to see another mechanical display.
Oh my god. Knight is just pub stomping on IG corpses, continuing to aura farm for the montage, and I'm sure that the LPL official TikTok and Instagram is gonna have a hell of a time going back through this series and just farming highlights for Knight's montage plays, as Sabor now steps up with Rookie behind him, trying to see if they can damage this guy. But here comes Swin, looks for Photic in the backline, says, I'm sorry, Jim, but you don't have flash and you're not surviving. Rookie does expend the GA from this Nocturne, but he flashes away from the force of will, and Saboro tries to step on up, but a good sidestep from Schwinn, forcing him to use the Grim Deliverance. Clean use of the perfect shuriken backflip into the perfect execution. My goodness, BLG just all here for the style points. A 5-man push. Wei alongside Dway. I don't know if they're going to be enough. On is going to hold them at the door. Supreme display of talent on the 2, but Schwinn just blocks it with a spell shield, gets even more attack speed so he can finish this game out faster. And BLG with a clean sweep over IG.
A 30-minute win